Okay, good afternoon, boys and girls. We're going to look at America after World War II, trying to return to normal life. Remember, before World War II, Great Depression, things are crazy. 40s, the beginning of the 40s, World War II, now trying to get things back to somewhat normal. Okay, so the focus, you have millions of men coming home, starting families, okay? There's this shift of new technology, okay? I apologize for that one that curls off the screen. I don't know how to fix it, but what happens is there is a shift from blue-collar jobs, you know, traditionally factory jobs, to more white-collar jobs. More of your service jobs, your office jobs, okay? And what you're going to start to see, let's see if we can get this to come in here, is franchises setting up, okay? And there's a lot of stuff in the 50s and the late 40s about conformity, all right? You know, you go to McDonald's anywhere, you know, it's going to have a double, double quarter pounder with cheese. They're going to have, Big Macs. They're going to have their fries. They're going to taste pretty much the same. This is because they're franchises, okay? And this is really going to start to change the way normal Americans shop, normal Americans go out to eat. And, you think today, there's not as many of these mom and pop smaller stores, and a lot of it is because of what happens after the war, okay? Now, this idea of conformity, okay? White-collar workers are expected to be company people, be a team player, don't make waves, fit in, be organized, be loyal to your company, having standardized business models to follow. Everyone's, writing, we'll watch some stuff, some videos, and just kind of see how everyone is expected to do the same, okay? Now, we'll look at Levitt towns as an example of this conformity. Now, conformity, again, is everyone is changing what they are to be like everyone else, okay? Now, you think about what happens. You have millions of soldiers coming home, reuniting with their wives, starting families, making up for lost time, and what you're going to get is something known as the baby boom, okay? Now, in 1957, there's going to be one baby born every 7 seconds, okay? This really shows, the optimism, how positive people are feeling about the United States after World War II. Most people don't like to have families when people are struggling economically, when dad lost his job, dad's off to war, and all of that is gone for the most part. And really, this can be seen in the birth rate, okay? Birth rates are going up, and a lot of it's because the economy is booming, okay? I'll just show you this here. So why the birth rate so low here? Well, we're in the Great Depression, all right? Birth rates are very low during the Great Depression. You can see the war gets over right here. Here's 1945, okay? And you can see the birth rate skyrocket, all right? So anybody born, 1945 to 1964 in this area here is considered a baby boomer, all right? And these people are all about to retire, which will have an impact on our Social Security system. We'll talk more about that later, okay? Again, why? Husbands coming home, optimism, okay, starting these big families. It's just kind of interesting on a side note, in this time period, my parents are both baby boomers, and my dad is one of 12 children, and my mom is one of 10 children, okay? So my grandparents, between the two of them, two sets, had 22 kids in this baby boom period. Family size is a lot bigger than what they are today. I mean, today, two people, two family members, that's it. A lot bigger, okay, today. You see the 1950s American family. We're going to watch some videos on this stereotypical, perfect, why are they raising their hand? well, they have to ask dad a question, all right? This respect, conformity. You see dad and mom and the kids are all dressed nice. It's this American dream is kind of how it's being sold, all right? Now, 10 million soldiers returning home. Most of these people were fresh out of high school and they went to the war. So they lived with their parents. You're not going to come home after fighting in the war and want to live with your parents. So there's a housing shortage, okay? What these housing developers are going to do is use these assembly line methods to mass produce houses and mass produce whole communities, okay? And what we're going to see is the growth of the suburbs, all right? You think of Madison. Madison's a pretty big city in terms of Wisconsin. And around Madison, you have Monona Grove, and you have Sun Prairie, and you have Middleton, and you have Fitchburg, and you have Verona. These are all the suburbs, okay? They really offer the best of both worlds. You're close enough to the city, but you're far enough away that you have a big lawn, and you have your, you can have your white picket fence, lower crime rate, usually better schools. But what happens is a phenomenon known as white flight. After the war, people that can afford these houses and get the loans are going to be predominantly white, and they move out to the suburbs. Most blacks would be denied if they even wanted to live in the suburbs. They wouldn't be able to get loans. They wouldn't be able to get houses built. And a lot of these post-war issues that we'll see are really benefiting whites. And this is when the civil rights movement is really going to start to pick up because of a lot of these, how unfair it is, really. Okay. The United States passes something called the GI Bill of Rights to help veterans return to normal life. Okay, what this does, it gives them tuition, pays college, unemployment benefits, gets loans for houses. My wife's grandpa, he served in World War II. He comes home, he got his college tuition paid for by the government. He got a loan for his new house. He got married, had 5 kids, kind of this American dream life. A lot of people go to college today to get tuition paid for, and this is because of this GI Bill at the end of World War II. All right, so you see these mass-produced houses, all right, these mass-produced communities. I mean, they're all very similar, looks the same, conformity. You see, should I go back to school? I'm thinking, and a lot of them take advantage of this. And again, these are all white-collar jobs. Most jobs that require college education are white-collar jobs. Okay, there's that community blown up. All right, kind of looks like a maze, but again, very symmetrical. Everything's the same. Okay, now. With the growth of the suburbs, you're going to get the highway system created, the boom in the automobile industry, these 50s cars, and Levittown. And we'll look at Levittown. A guy by the name of William Levitt is going to mass produce these suburbs. Okay, I mean, this one right here is a Levittown. Okay, coming in and mass producing, all the houses look the same. They got the same shingles, same siding, same fences, same everything. Makes it cheaper, and you can build a lot more, a lot quicker. Okay, so suburbs, again, they're safer, better schools usually, smaller communities. The housing is pretty cheap. I mean, my wife's grandpa bought his house for about $11,000. Okay, really the best of both worlds. Okay, now women at this time, no longer Rosie the Riveter, doing the work as far as in the factories. They are the keeper of this suburban dream. They're this perfect housewife, Mrs. Cleaver, if you ever watched Leave It to Beaver. Very traditional domestic women's roles. Okay, so not what we saw, in World War II. Now it's back to the kitchen, back in the house, taking care of the kids, stay-at-home moms. Most people are stay-at-home moms. I talked to my grandma one time about when she got married, and she had a job, and she said, yeah, and then I got married, and I just quit my job. was like, Grandma, why would you quit your job when you got married? She's like, I was married, so I don't need a job because the husband takes care of the money and the wife takes care of the house. And that's just how it was, okay? You see these ideal American families, Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, and we'll look at some of these tomorrow, okay? This ideal woman, okay, entertaining family guests, cooking, cleaning. The ideal man is the boss, the provider, the protector. He's the king of the castle, okay? We'll talk about if this is still how it is today, all right? What you notice with all these women, they all have their aprons on. Again, they're all in the kitchen selling this role of women, you know, being submissive housewives. Now, you're going to see the growth of the middle class, and with the growth of the middle class, people have more money. Buying material goods is going to equal success, all right? So you're going to get all these new products to meet demand: washing machine, blenders, freezers, TV. Again, it's just like today. The more stuff you have, the more successful people think you are. With the economy booming, there's more people that have money, and the more people that have money, the more stuff people are going to buy. And the big ones is television. Okay, this is the age of television. The 50s is when television really booms. Okay, this is our economy. Okay, you can see it rising quite steadily. This is in billions of dollars. And I want to look at some of these here. I mean, this is just kind of crazy, these TVs. All right, a 20-inch TV with all the vacuum tubes and the big wooden boxes. That cost you about 20 grand 10 years ago. So that's probably 25 grand now. But TVs, just like with the plasma TVs when they first came out and they're super expensive, are going to go down, be more affordable, and most people are going to have a TV by the end of the 50s. Okay, let me look at this. Here you go, households with TVs. You see early 40s, mid 40s, nobody. Okay, nobody had TVs. In just 10 years, you know, 4.5 million people with a TV in their household. And you think about how many TVs do you have in your house? You know, do you have more TVs than you have people living in your house? Most people do. Okay, and it's all about affluence and having money and being able to afford these new things. Okay, car sales, the same thing. So everything is going up. Birth rate going up. Car sales, TV sales, the economy. Okay, you see all these new products. And companies are going to start to catch on to this idea that people want to buy stuff. People like stuff. Americans overbuy stuff we don't need. Okay, and this idea of planned obsolescence. And obsolescent, when something is obsolete, it's no longer good. Okay, it's no longer up to date. And companies are going to make products that purposefully become outdated. Okay. And I'll show you this in a second. With people wanting more stuff, the newest, the best stuff, the rise of advertising, it's all about TV. You know, you think about what was on TV the most. You know, you have political ads. You know, in the 2012 election, you can buy time to sell your stuff. I mean, Super Bowl ads, millions of dollars for a couple seconds, 30 seconds, and TV is this advertising machine. And now we're seeing this, the TV being the advertising machine now to the internet. Okay, you're on YouTube, Pandora, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things on the side, those are all ads. That's how those websites make money. Okay, TV stations make money because people buy ads. So we're going through this change just like they were in the 50s. Now it's changing over to the internet. All right. Now this idea of planned obsolescence, kind of end with this. Okay, nobody does this better than Apple. All right, the first iPod comes out, everyone thinks, man, this is great, this is crazy. I can get 50 CDs on one iPod, and then they come out with the color. Well, if you had this one's no longer any good. Okay, and then they come out with the Mini. I had one of these Minis, and you know, oh man, this thing is so much smaller and cooler than one of these. So you're gonna buy one of those, and then you're gonna buy the Shuffle. Okay, because that's so much cooler. And then you have a video iPod, because everyone likes to watch 2.5-inch screens, of course. Okay, then you got the new Shuffle. or the new Mini, or a Nano, that's a Nano, sorry, okay? Then the new Nano, okay? And then the iPhone,